From Just Facts headquarters, I'm Jim Agresti, and welcome to Just Facts News, where we bring you thoroughly vetted facts that other newscasts have ignored or distorted. In a recent episode of ABC's This Week with George Stephanopoulos, anchor Jonathan Karl interviewed former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on the 5th anniversary of the January 6th Capitol Hill riot. And they said this.
The anguish, we see what's happening to the Capitol. What's going through your head?
Well, it was clear that the President of the United States had incited an insurrection. And we begged him to send the National Guard. Typical of him, he never represents the truth. He said, I was going to send it, but they didn't want it. Get out of here. Even Mitch McConnell was on the phone with us saying, get them here right away.
Yeah.
But they never sent them.
Karl didn't push back even slightly against Pelosi's accusations, leaving viewers with the impression that they are true. Here's what Pelosi, Karl, and ABC News failed to tell you. Official government documents prove that both Trump and his subordinates requested the presence of the National Guard on January 6th. But subordinates of Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell denied that request. Furthermore, Pelosi's underling also delayed the arrival of the Guard by more than an hour on the day of the riot. Here are the details. In 2024, a House Oversight Committee released documents that the Biden administration had been holding on to for 3 years. These were transcripts of interviews conducted under oath by the Inspector General of the Department of Defense. One of those interviews was of General Mark Milley, the nation's highest-ranking military officer and a fierce critic of Donald Trump. The transcript revealed Milley stated that during a January 3rd meeting between him, Trump, and other high-ranking officials, Trump said this: there's going to be a large amount of protesters here on the 6th. Make sure that you have sufficient National Guard or soldiers to make sure it's a safe event. I don't care if you use Guard or soldiers, active duty soldiers, do whatever you have to do. Just make sure it's safe. Here's what else ABC News failed to tell you. The official U.S. Capitol Police timeline shows that on January 2nd, the Department of Defense, which was under the authority of President Trump, asked the Capitol Police if they were considering a request for National Guard soldiers for the January 6, 2021 event. Why did the DoD request permission instead of simply deploying them? Because federal law only allows the D.C. National Guard to be deployed to the grounds of the U.S. Capitol when the Capitol Police Board asks for help. The Capitol Police timeline then records that on January 3rd, the Capitol Police replied to the Department of Defense that a request for National Guard support is not forthcoming at this time. However, the timeline reveals that one day later on January 4th, the Capitol Police asked the House Sergeant at Arms and the Senate Sergeant at Arms for authority to have the National Guard to assist with security for the January 6th event. But the Sergeants at Arms denied this request. And who do the Sergeant at Arms report to? The official rules of the House state that the Sergeant at Arms shall maintain order under the direction of the Speaker or other presiding officer, who was Nancy Pelosi. And the Senate Sergeant at Arms on J6th? He was appointed by Senate Leader Mitch McConnell, who also fired the Sergeant at Arms on the day after J6. Here's what else ABC News failed to tell you. Regarding the day of the riot, Stephen Sund, the chief of the U.S. Capitol Police, wrote, I made 11 urgent calls requesting National Guard support on January 6th, starting at 12:58 p.m. Approval was withheld for 71 minutes by the House Sergeant at Arms who reported directly to Speaker Pelosi. Above and beyond that, the interview transcripts revealed that Pentagon officials may have further delayed the D.C. National Guard response on J 6th due to concerns about the optics of having troops at the U.S. Capitol. All of this may explain why President Biden, just a few hours before he left office, issued preemptive pardons for General Milley and the Congresspeople who Democrats unilaterally selected to be on the January 6th committee and did not share this information with the American people. Thank you for joining us. Tune in next time for more thoroughly vetted facts that other newscasts ignore or distort.